Hello, Spartacus here, and welcome to another best class setup for you for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I'm going to be covering the HBRa3 gun today. As you can see, I am actually holding it. My favorite variant for the HBRa3 is the Average Joe. It's a very popular variant, and it's probably my #1 favorite so far because I haven't earned any variants after the Average Joe, actually. It's been quite a while since I've actually earned this gun, and I just love this variant. It's so amazing. So we are going to be using the Average Joe variant. Basically what it does +1 in damage, which is good. Range is good, +1 in range, but -2 in handling. The handling and mobility is something I don't really worry about. Mobility I might worry about, but handling is something I would mostly want. I don't know. I mean, basically what I try to look for when I see guns is it does have better accuracy and a better range to the weapon. That's the two things I look for when I see a weapon. But this gun's like literally perfect when it comes to having a different version of the HBRa3, and the plus damage and +1 range helps me so much in lots of situations. So this is why I like using this gun. So the attachments I use is foregrip, so it has less recoil to the gun, which it doesn't have much recoil or kick to the gun in the first place, but it can save your life if you're going on one-on-one situation. Another thing is that there's a suppressor, so enemies can't see me on their mini-map, but then again, there is an attachment on here called parabolic microphone, which if enemies have that attached to their weapon, they can see me on their mini-map. Which kind of sucks, but I mean, a lot of people use that because they might want a different attachment, so this can be useful. This attachment can be useful, is pretty much what I'm saying. Sometimes I run without the red dot sight, and sometimes I do, but in this case, I think I'm going to stick with the red dot sight, and I use a triangle on it for some reason. I don't really know why, because I think it's because that the iron sights right here are kind of like a diamond shaped, and if I put a triangle on there, I don't know, just a similarity to it. But I do like using the red dot sight. For some reason I run with a triangle reticule on it for some reason. I don't know why, but the iron sights can get kind of annoying. They can like block your sight most of the time, but what I normally do is I would try and just use a red dot sight. I don't know, it just helps me. I don't know. I mean, red dot sight, I just don't like the iron sights, I guess I could say. But anyway, move on to perks. Perk 1 is low profile. I use this so enemies cannot see me on UAV. And I guess, I don't really know what tracking rounds are. I think tracking rounds, if I'm correct. It's a tracking drone. I wonder if that's considered a tracking round. I don't know. But, basically, I'm immune to UAVs, so if an enemy has a UAV, they won't be able to see me. And it's very useful because a lot of people use threat detection, which is an attachment on your UAV, which I'm actually using right here, where you can see enemies through walls, and if I have this perk on, they won't be able to do that. So very useful. Peripherals. A lot of people use peripherals for a bigger mini-map, so when you have a UAV, you're able to spot more enemies on your mini-map. So yes, that is true. I do use this perk for that reason. But what a lot of people don't realize is that when you kill an enemy, it won't show their death location, which I think is a totally amazing. I don't know. It's pretty good. I mean, I mostly use this perk just because for me killing enemies. So when an enemy dies, one of their teammates won't see where their death location is, and so it helps me so much because it's kind of a stealthy move, I guess you could say, when you kill enemies. So I use 2 perks for perk 3. I always use 2 perks for perk 3, but I do switch them out once in a while. Use scavengers so I can resupply ammo. Always useful. Blast suppressor, probably the best perk in the game, so when you're using exo movements like you're double jumping, boosting to the side, it won't show up on the enemy minimap, so I think that is actually very useful. So for kill streaks, I use the UAV. I use support for the UAV. I did a domination video recently, and I actually used this class, and so I use support, and and I didn't die during the whole time of me gaining my UAV. So support was kind of useless, and I could have got my UAV earlier. But then again, support's very useful because what it does is that your points are still earned even after you die, and it's easier to get. I don't know. And then I get additional assist points. So when when a teammate kills an enemy, um, it'll gain extra assist points to me, which is very selfish, but it is also very useful to my teammates as well, because I guess they killed the enemy. I don't know. And then threat detection, probably the best attachment on the UAV, so you can see enemies through walls. Very, very useful. System hack, I do currently play on the 360. I do not play on the Xbox One or PlayStation 4, or for that matter, just on the last gen consoles. I guess in the new consoles, for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, I think, they made this the system hack where it's more expensive to get, and it doesn't pop. Then the X doesn't pop up when it pops up on your screen, I guess. And that hasn't happened yet for the 360, so it's still really annoying that people always get this 24/7. But basically what I use for the system hack is I get extra assist points, which is very useful in my opinion. Sometimes I'll use extended time on there, but it costs 1,000, which is quite a lot. But then I use disable exosuit, which is very useful because they won't be able to use their exosuit abilities. The enemies, they'll just be playing like a classic playlist, I guess you could say, or previous Call of Duties, I guess you could say. And one thing that people don't realize that system hacks are very useful for is that if you have a headset, it's very easy to hear where enemies are because you hear like this electricity sound on them, and it's very easy to hear enemies and know where they are. So I find this a very useful kill streak or score streak, whatever you want to call them. Then bombing run, I never use attachments for some reason. They just, all of them just seem to cost too much. It already seems like it's a perfect amount of points for me to earn anyway. The additional bomber I could use, but it costs way more. It'll be harder for me to get. But it does, of course, it's an extra bomber, so it's pretty useful once you do earn it. So I guess you'd normally use this so I can just earn them faster. So this is pretty much it for the video. This is pretty much it for my class setup video. This is pretty much all I really use for the HBRa3. Other variants I have is just this. I think I have redeemed other versions of this weapon, but they're not very good versions. This one does -1 damage, but +1 in range. I mean, seriously, would you rather use this than this? I mean, come on, you get the +1 damage on there than -1 damage. I mean, so the competition, I'm never going to use that. It's always going to be the average Joe. Always going to use that version. So this is pretty much it for the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, then leave a like or any type of rating that you guys feel the video deserves. And hopefully I'll be making some more Advanced Warfare videos soon. Don't know what else to say, so this is pretty much it for the video, and I'll see you guys later.